Hey everyone, this is DK3, and I am creating a new character for a new series that I'm making for the video. You've already seen my main character, my current main character, I should say. I've had multiple. But this time, I'm going to be making an entirely new playthrough with a different character. And I didn't hear any comments in the previous video saying what race and class I should play and whatnot, so as you can tell from the banners in the background, I am playing an Alliance character. But I am playing an Earthen, and Earthen are dual faction, so they can play both Alliance and Horde. They just can't go to either Alliance or Horde if they are, the opposite faction, because they will be murked on sight, and we don't want that. So I am going to make an Earthen Paladin. Earthens are very good tanks from what I've seen. Well, actually, here, let me show you the stats that they have. I can right click. Deal fire damage to enemies and heal your allies, which is, dual purpose. I like it. Eat gems to be well fed. So normally races or classes, sorry. Normally, if you are of organic material, then you need to eat to get buffs. Earthen don't do that. They can't eat food. They can eat gems to gain a well-fed buff, which results in a secondary stat increase. So things such as mastery, haste, critical strike, versatility, things like that. That's the bonus they get from it. Chance to gather additional materials, which is nice for harvesting, such as mining, skinning, herbalism. They have increased armor, which is very good for really any interaction that involves taking physical damage. So bosses, even like basic mobs. Increases exploration experience. So if they go and discover a new place that that character has never seen before, they get additional XP for that. Other classes and races will only get a normal amount of XP that scales with their current level, but Earthen get a bonus to that XP, which is cool. And the last bonus, restore health and mana out of combat. I don't know if that's an active ability or if that's a passive ability. Like the trolls have regeneration increased, so they have health. Increased health regen. And it used to be that they had increased health regen even during combat. I don't know if that's true anymore because it doesn't look like that's the case here. I don't think Zandalari trolls have the same thing here. Well, it says heal yourself rapidly over a short time. That looks like an active ability, but Earthen, we'll see how that works. So we're going to just go with the Paladin. Skin color, I don't know. We'll see. That looks like a Draenei. Draenei skin tone. I kind of just want to be like a bronze looking dude. That's not bronze, but I mean that's way too yellow. That looks like he's afflicted with like malaria. I mean, a marble look wouldn't be so bad either, but face, they all have a stony appearance, but this one looks like it's been weathered. But let's not go with that one for like maybe role-playing purposes, because you'll see in the tutorial for Earthen that they're pretty much newly created. So I want to have like a newly created look to them. So that's perfect. Maybe we could argue that the process of creating the Earthen's physical form was damaged, during the creation process. So yeah, let's go with that one. Hair color, oh, for the beard, okay. Not necessarily for hair. They do have hair, like they can. Let's give them hair. I like that one. The top knot gives them a kind of a refined look. That's nice too. That one, not so much. Not very professional looking. Looks like somebody who's been in the wilds for quite a while. My very poor attempt at Peter Griffin. Mohawk, nah. That one, nope. looks like an old man, who's trying to stay young, which I don't condone. That's not condone. I don't not support it, but I feel like if you're old, you're old. Just accept it. Now, what age you're old at, that really just depends on your mental health, I guess. Not mental health. I don't want to make it sound like that's not, like you're not mentally stable. Like what age you feel like you're young. Like if you're in your 50s and you still feel young, great. Then you're young. If you're in your 80s and you feel young, then you're young. That might not line up with everyone else's opinion, but it really doesn't matter what other people think. It's what matters is what you think and what you're comfortable with. And it's your life. You have to live with yourself, and that's the way it is. That's the way it goes. I'm 32. I'm gonna be 33 in a couple months. I'm in October, baby. I feel great. I mean, I'm overweight, and I need to start working on that. But I'm not like obese. Wow. Okay. I guess it depends on the BMI, the body mass index. Sorry for the creaking chair. One of many things that needs to be changed / replaced in my life. But it's a good start. But I'm like 250 right now, and with my current height, I think my target weight is supposed to be 200, I think, or 190. But I mean, that's the thing too. Like, they're not always accurate. It's just like a general guideline. Anyways, let's get back to the video. Um, he's a young dwarf, but he has like silver hair, part of some, maybe mutation. Ornate braids. I like ornate braids. Yeah, I think we'll stick with ornate braids. Eyebrows. Yeah, eyebrows looks cool. Looks like he has like a chrome appearance to him. I respect it. Let's not give him kill mode eyes. That would be a little disconcerting. Maybe if he were like, see, that's the thing. I wish they had like a feature in World of Warcraft where you could kind of multi-class, where like you could have a raging paladin or like a frost wielding shaman, to emphasize the winter element of nature, or like a druid that is, maybe it blends nature with the fell, which is like a complete contradiction of each other. That would be cool, but I think for now we're just gonna stick with, I don't know, something simple. We'll go with this one. I liked this one. Looks very serene, peaceful. Eyesight both, yes. Yeah, I don't want to be blind. No, thanks. Beautiful. And then physical. Yeah, they're pretty stacked, for stone beings. Beings made of stone and gem. I don't want brown gems, though. I'd rather not have poop-infused gems. Try to make it interesting. Doesn't have to be any particular type of gemstone. I'm liking the green. I like blue too. We'll stick with that. Left shoulder. I think only having... I don't understand. Oh, okay. Alright, I got it. Oh, I see. Okay, I see. So wait, does... I guess I don't really understand. Let's look at the left gems. Oh, that's left? Okay, that's not left, that's right, but... Yeah, let's give him like a rounded appearance. Makes him look humble, or more humble. Does that do the same thing? Okay, yeah, that works. You know what, though? I did like the spiky appearance, too. Makes him look metal. Get it? Arms. Ooh, okay. Gives him, like, studs on the arms. Okay, I like it. Very spiky. See, I like that on the knuckles. That's interesting. But I feel like if I were a warrior, that would be more appropriate. If I'm a paladin, I mean, I guess I feel like that would be more appropriate because, like with the shield, like shield bashing somebody in the face, maybe, if they didn't have a shield, they'd still go through the muscle memory, like the motions, bash somebody with the backhand. They end up getting that stud on the wrist as payback. Like, oh, oops, I forgot I didn't have a shield. What's the belt option for? Okay, I don't see a belt, but I guess we'll go with it. He's a very gem-studded dude, but I think we'll leave the legs there. It's already gonna hurt being hit by him because he's made of rock and stone and gems. Ooh, it looks like it's gonna rain out. Those are some dark, fat clouds. Okay, so let's come up with a name. Balnorii. Ooh, that's a good one. I always like to randomize the names and then put my own spin on them, but Balnorii sounds really good. Maybe Balnorii. Balnorii. Alright, we'll stick with Balnorii. So Balnorii, the level 10 paladin. I guess I forgot that they got a level boost. I'm assuming because they're an allied race. The base, you know, the vanilla races. I shouldn't even say vanilla races because Worgans and goblins weren't vanilla races. Neither were Blood Elves and Draenei, to be perfectly honest. The vanilla races for the Alliance were humans, dwarves, night elves, and gnomes. And for the Horde, it was orcs, tauren, which are basically minotaurs, trolls, and undead. So Burning Crusade, they came out with Blood Elves for the Alliance.
Before Magni's sacrifice, we Earthen were bound by our innate purpose. Stagnant traditions nearly brought us to ruin. We must embrace the call of change. Azeroth is growing, and we need to grow with her. Now is the time to discover who we are.
That is so cool. I love the animation they did with that. But as I was saying, Draenei came with the Alliance and Burning Crusade. And then Cataclysm.
Processing. Yes, this one. Glad to see this one wasn't lost.
Can you sense it, Foreman? They awaken stronger than others.
Oh, well that's good. Didn't realize I was special. Despite coming out of a carbonite bath, being infused with azurite energy. I thought that was special for all of us. Pretty big chamber. Take it in, people. I will never be able to come here again. Oh, look at those slabs. Those are other... Oh, I didn't know I could go back here. Those are other earthen. Yep, those are other earthen who have not yet been awakened. And that goes up pretty high. Dang. It's a whole army. And I can't heroic leap like my warrior. Ah! That's okay. But yeah, in Cataclysm, Worgans and Goblins were the new addition. Pandaria came the first dual race for the factions, which were Pandarans. And then after that, Warlords of Draenor, nothing really changed there. After that, it was Legion, Demon. Oh, I'm sorry. Wrath of the Lich King also had Death Knights. Death Knights were so overpowered in the beginning and throughout that expansion, really. And also, fun, interesting fact about the Burning Crusade were back in Vanilla WoW, the only class that Alliance didn't have access to were Shamans, and likewise for the Horde, the only class they didn't have access to were Paladins. So Burning Crusade bridged that gap. Blood Elves can be Paladins for the Horde, Draenei could be Shamans for the Alliance. And then later on, they added class changes to Cataclysm, where dwarves could be shamans, humans could be hunters. Not that, there weren't hunters in the Alliance already, but human hunters made sense. Orcs could be mages, Tauren could be paladins. That was pretty wild. Made sense too, but still pretty wild. And then Warlords of Draenor, no special class race changes happened. Pandaria, I apologize, skipped that one. Monk was the first class in Pandaria, was the only new class really, and Pandarians were the dual race for both factions. Dual faction race, I should say. And then Legion came out. Demon Hunters were the second hero class. Hero classes were classes that you had to have another character reach a certain level before you could play that hero class, because they were special for good reason. Death Knight being the first
Let us
example.
begin your awakening protocol.
Whenever you're ready, step on the scanner at the base of the stairs.
Okay. I never try to interrupt dialogue or cutscenes because I feel like people would want to watch those. If you're interested in more of a humorous approach, I can do that in the future, but I'm just trying to be quiet for now. Get the feel. By the way, if you are interested in my content, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm not honing in on that. It's totally your choice. Obviously, I can't control your choices or actions, but it would be greatly appreciated. I would like to do this full time eventually, but it'll take a while before I'm able and willing to do that. Forgot what I was going to say, but anyway, oh, right, just leave a like and subscribe and comment on what you'd like to see. I know I've been drawing on a lot. That's something I need to improve on, but any and all feedback will be appreciated, even if it seems like you're joking around or leaving me, snarky, sarcastic comments. I do take it in. But with Legion, Demon Hunter came out. That was the second hero class, and then Battle for Azeroth was after that. I don't think there was anything new, race class wise. No, there was. There were new allied races. I forgot about that. That makes me think. When were Dark Irons able to be played? I think that was that Battle for Azeroth? I don't remember. But Kultirans and Mechanomes were Alliance, and then the Zandalari Trolls and Volpera, little fox people, were in the Horde. And then eventually, Lightforged Draenei. That's right, in Legion. Eventually you could play as Lightforged Draenei, and you could also play as Dark Iron Dwarves. Those were the new ones there. I might be missing another. Or Void Elves. Yes! Void Elves! Yeah. We're in Alliance. And then for the Horde, it was the Nightborn Elves, which are basically Dark Elves that are part of the Horde, which is cool. Gosh, who else is the Horde? There were 2 allied races for each, for Legion, and I don't remember. I'm gonna have to go back and check. But then Shadowlands, no changes there. Probably good though. Not a fan of Shadowlands. In my opinion, that was the worst expansion ever. Dragonflight, the Drakthir were the new dual faction race. And they were unique because before, when they first came out, they were the only exclusive race class combo to each other. So what I mean is, both could be either the Alliance or Horde, but Dracthyr could only be Evokers, and Evokers could only be played by Dracthyr. That was the weird thing that they had. Until people started complaining, saying, oh, I want a Dracthyr Warrior, I want a Dracthyr Rogue, I want a Dracthyr Hunter. So they made Dracthyr as like the base. They made them be able to play as the base classes while still retaining their individual identity of being the only Evokers, which lore-wise will make sense. I don't see them retconning that at any point, nor would I want them to. Ooh, shiny. I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something. Oh. Oops.
Speaker. This one's diagnostics are
Different. Like all those reborn within the machine.
I feel like that's foreshadowing. Like, they're not going to be specific on how special my character is. And by the way, I should probably pick a spec. I'm going to go with protection for now. Not super necessary when you're doing a solo play like I am, but for the flavor, for the flair. Let's see what we got. Paladin. Hammer of Justice. I believe that's a stun. Hammer of Wrath. That's an execute ability. I haven't added this. Oh, I see. Let's do that for now. See, I don't know what ones are like specifically tanking ones, because the Paladin tree branches out across all specs, giving you like a general range of abilities that can help either protection or holy or retribution. But oh, that's actually kind of cool. I like that. Might help as a tank. Let's go this way.
another one impaired with abnormal visions during stasis.
Call them dreams, Moosejacks.
Impaired. Impaired with
Including myself.
with what did he say?
Dreams.
Abnormal
Yes,
visions.
of course.
Yeah. I suppose dreams are abnormal to them. Normal to us, though. Whee. By the way, when I'm in combat, I'm going to try to make it more dynamic.
For the final scan, you will... Wait. It's reading too many anomalies. I can't stop it.
Do not panic, my friend. Concentrate. Focus on the song within. Let it ring. That energy you felt radiates within all newly awakened.
Anomalies such as that were once deemed flaws.
That may be, but under our new protocol, they are flaws no longer. Come, friend. Let's head to the next room.
Whoa. Oh, okay. That door opens. Archivist. Pfft. That's a pretty well-functioning door for it being so heavy. Hey! Rude.
Only you know your path.
I want to reassure you, you are not flawed. This protocol, wow. This protocol was designed to detect anomalies within the Earthen. Anomalies such as that surge you felt. But they are not anomalies, not anymore. Dawn offers a reassuring smile.
Take time
It's not really giving a lot of background, so if it doesn't explain it here, I'll try to fill in case anyone doesn't know.
I'm listening. For now.
This is the analysis interface, in order to ensure our primary programming remained intact, these consoles were installed with a series of inquiries to assess the memory matrix of the newly awakened. Although Dawn will encourage you to answer in any way that you please, I hope you'll answer truthfully. Proceed when ready.
Your ways are strange.
I feel like I need to...
Dawn's suggestions. We've modified these consoles to allow for agency.
The past is the past, but whether you embrace it is up to you.
I feel like that could do for some increased volume. That's a player, by the way. So we're all naked, relatively. So she definitely naked. A deep, resonating voice echoes in your mind, imposing the first question in the analyzing sequence. Verify your original assigned designation, which is what I feel like this machine would be saying. I was a stone-bound laborer, sworn to my craft on the surface. I was a cog in the machinery of the deep, sworn to maintaining the work sites below. I was a peacekeeper, sworn to guard the earthen of the surface. I was an artisan, sworn to expert craftsmanship and immaculate trade. I was a storm rider, sworn to protect the core way from all threats. I was an ordnant, sworn to fortify, arm, and protect earthen with my craft. I choose to omit an answer I do not remember. So, to provide a little backstory here, because I feel like I'm going to forget what the other titles are. Laborers, sworn to craft on the surface, basically infrastructure like buildings. The core way, which is basically the tunnel that goes from their capital city, Dornogal, all the way down to the deeps, which is where more earthen reside. Yeah, or unless the core, yeah, okay, so the core way is the tunnel, and then they have the speaker, which speaks for the machine, kind of like the Lorax, but for mechanical reasons, like a mechanical entity. I was a cog in the machinery of the deeps, sworn to maintaining the work sites below. So just a worker that worked in the deeps, like I said before. I was a peacekeeper, sworn to guard the earthen of the surface. Just a guard, like any other generic guard in any other NPC city, like Orgrimmar, Stormwind, stuff like that. I was an artisan, sworn to expert craftsmanship and immaculate trade. So merchants, craftsmen, storm riders were like the elite protectors. So you had the peacekeepers, which are the guards. Storm riders were like elite protectors. They rode storm riders, or like, I'm sorry, not storm riders. They rode like these hippogriffs that were infused with elemental energy. They were pretty cool, pretty awesome, very powerful. You know, definitely above your typical peacekeeper. Ordnant, sworn to fortify, arm, and protect earthen, basically blacksmiths. Armor smiths, weaponsmiths. And then, yeah. So, I don't know. I think a peacekeeper is appropriate for a protection paladin. So maybe they had previous lives before they were, quote unquote, revived. Designation verified. Indicate which sector you were last allocated to. And then I would say, I don't know, the Dornogal. Although the Dar Watchtowers seems kind of appropriate too. Those were just towers located amongst, different areas of the continent they were on, which was Khazalgar. Ooh, that's me. Not too shabby, if I do say so myself. Yeah. Yeah. What a big old boy. Wait a minute. Oh, wait. Oh, oops. I missed something. I thought I was leaving there. My bad. Oh, that was weird. Oh, that's cool. Riding a ram. I've played an Earthen, by the way, before, but he was a shaman. It's a little different when you're a paladin. As you approach the ancient console before you, the machine hums to life with a radiant celestial glow. I am ready to continue. Deep, resonating voice echoes in your mind, imposing the second question in the analyzing sequence. Are you prepared to uphold your assigned protocol? Maybe. I just woke up. Can I think about it? It's a pretty sarcastic answer. Yes. Yes, I'm a paladin. I'm lawful something. I will stick with the oath that I have made. Input received. In the event of reassignment, what primary function were you calibrated with to carry out your assigned protocols? By the way, I do have voice mod features that I can alter my voice with, so maybe I'll apply that for role-playing purposes. Okay, but primary function were you calibrated with to carry out your assigned? The unfaltering commitment to my assigned protocol, no matter the role. Sturdiness of a strong arm to wield tools or weapons. The devotion to my charge, my people, and my purpose. The proficiency to master any craftsmanship and artisanry. My primary functions do not define me. I choose to omit an answer. I think to my charge, my people, and my
For
purpose.
countless cycles, we Earthen had our fate imposed
Look at
upon
that.
us,
Look at that.
never free to choose
Beautiful,
our own.
shiny weapons.
I have redesigned the final console's purpose to embrace our new path.
Cool. So basically you gave us options to get different weapons and armor. That's cool. As you approach the ancient console before you, the machine hums to life with a radiant celestial glow. Oh, okay, so it's doing the same thing as the other ones. Upon approaching the console, a soft, warm voice echoes in your mind, gently asking the third and final question of the awakening sequence. The world is yours to explore. Where will your path take you? I wish to explore far-off lands, realms, kingdoms beyond Khazalgar. I wish to visit other Titan-forged kin around the world. I wish to climb the highest mountain peaks and explore the deepest corners of the world. I will seek out the most expansive libraries, lore repositories, and vaults of knowledge around Azeroth. To the far I thought that said fat places. To the far places of the world where my craft, arm, or shield is needed to push back the darkness. I'd like to meet and learn from the different people and cultures around the world. I like that one. You know, meeting your ancestors. That's always been interesting to me, learning about them. And while on that new uncharted path, who do you want to become? The first Earthen to explore the known worlds, the Earthen Columbus, the most experienced crafter in all the worlds, the most celebrated awakened of Khazalgar, a bulwark of order and a weapon of resolve. I will be the Earthen my people need me to be. Cool, Spider-Man. Whoever I wish to be. Yes.
I never saw this
Very simple,
protocol
very
as an imposed fate, but a verification of our intended design.
Then perhaps our design should not be intended.
Perhaps. The procedural forum awaits you.
Oh. Okay. Cool.
Ah, a conversation begins. Journey onward, friend.
Welcome to the procedural forum. Forum Oozjax informs me that this chamber once served as our assignment testing facility. With his guidance, we've repurposed this chamber. Earthen are not combat trained by design, so this room serves to prepare newly awakened Earthen for the challenges of the unexplored world that lies ahead. Spar with 6 newly awakened Earthen.
With the exception of the Storm Riders, most Earthen were never intended for combat. But we also weren't intended to leave Khazalgar.
To prepare you for the world beyond, You will need to fight.
Alright, well, if these chickies are willing to spar with me,
Your
might as well,
path
because
led to me.
I'm not
do
gonna
not have
always
a
have the
target.
option to not fight women. Now, to be clear, I do not condone violence, period, only when it's necessary. That being said, if men are coming at me, I'm going to fight them. If women are coming at me,
A
I'm going to try
chance
to
converse.
run away or, you know, not necessarily pacify, not necessarily cripple, but I'm going to make it so your
Stories
decision of
requested.
attacking me was a bad idea. And then that's it. I'm not going to try to pursue it.
What have you experienced?
Why am I only fighting women? This is not cool. Not that it's a bad thing. Like, not like they can't fight, but I'd rather
Seen
not.
anything
Oh,
new?
okay. Alright, let's fight some dudes.
Tell me of your travels.
What?
May your journey be safe.
Am I hearing things? Am I going crazy? That very clearly looks like a middle-aged man dude. That is an earthen.
Appreciate the mundane.
That sounds like a female. Okay. You know what?
Journey
Doesn't matter.
onward.
I need to target something first.
Okay. I should not assume that these are men or women. Maybe that's the point.
Tell me
Okay.
of your travels.
Well, he looks like a dude and sounds like a dude. Therefore, it must be a dude. But, again, that is assuming.
Well thought, my friend. Meet us in the next chamber.
What's in the next chamber?
No one's going anywhere.
Uh-oh.
The bulwark of authorization is on complete lockdown.
Lockdown? What in the name of the machine is going on, Cool Dice?
We're about to find out, I'm assuming.
And somehow, your path led to me.
Oh, I should have read that.
Measure twice, cut once.
Bulwark of Authorization, that's what this chamber was once called. I had been working tirelessly to reconfigure it to its original state, when suddenly the whole blasted chamber started rumbling. A golem manifested out of nowhere and started attacking my machinist. We managed to escape, but the golem locked down the chambers. Dawn seems to think you've got what it takes to deal with it. Up to the challenge? I suppose.
That shutting
Sound like I
down
have a
that
choice.
golem will shut down the whole purge program.
If you're successful, you will be the first Earthen to ever defy this machine and complete
Alright, he
the
means
new
business.
protocol.
Breathing fire. Oh, alright.
Not
Let's
if.
do it.
When? I have
Seriously?
faith
This
in
guy
this
is
one.
a massive pushover. Wow, that he was easy.
Well,
So
look
much for
at
elite.
you. I've seen this room shut down 1,000-fold, but never like that.
Yeah, I mean business. Yeah, I try to like keep my combatant not zoomed in too much, but enough where like it looks interesting. Because I've noticed with Mythic Dungeons, they want to be zoomed out as much as they can, so they can see everything as clearly as they can, like with skills and cooldowns and whatnot. But this is for like thematic purposes.
Hope you brought tools.
I've seen that room come to life more times than I care to admit, but that was something else entirely. Can't help but wonder where that golem came from. It certainly wasn't of earthen make. Just when I thought I knew everything about this old place, it throws another tool in the cogs. Well, back to work. It's like,
Maintenance today,
no use talking about it
repairs
now.
tomorrow.
After an awakening protocol like that, I can see why Dawn says you're special. The world is not prepared for an earthen like you. I think it is. Coldest claps you on the back with a gravely chuckle. I don't know how that would sound. Maybe. Dawn and the foreman are waiting for you in the awakening vestibule. Go on then. Complete your awakening protocol and get out of here. Go on, shoo.
Keep the gears turning.
Fine. To want to talk to you anyway. That door should have hit me.
It would seem you are
Oh.
destined for many great things. I had little doubt.
So,
Neither did I.
what is this?
A most efficient display. Well done.
So I didn't just read that quickly. I'm just pausing in between pages so you have the chance to pause. So it's not like sped right through.
Please, tell me of your travels.
I traveled from point A to point B in this building. Upon completion of their awakening protocol, Earthen would leave these halls and venture into the ringing deeps and beyond to their assigned jurisdiction. Their purpose was chosen for them, but not anymore. The fate of our people is for us and us alone to decide. What you do and where you go is up to you. That's cool.
May your journey.
Yay, level 11. For the first time in our history, the outside world is ours to explore and experience. An off-island faction known as the Alliance came to the aid of our kin. Valiant and wise, the stalwart Alliance has extended an open hand to our people. Will you be among the first to accept and visit their lands? No. No. Learn their histories and walk amongst their people? If that path calls to you, then I hope you'll return to share those experiences and show the Earthen what the world has to offer. And meet that dude.
You're recalibrating
Well,
of the
I think this is a
awakening
good
protocol.
place to stop.
Has given this
I
Earthen
hope you enjoyed the video,
something new.
and again, I
Something
apologize for drawing on and on about certain things.
A spark to
I suppose
experience,
before I go, a
an
little
impetus to live.
filling in
I
of
admit
lore would be
I
appropriate.
misjudged your
So,
efforts,
in the
Dawn.
beginning of the War Within expansion,
All
Dalaran
Earthen
basically
deserve
gets shot
something
down
more than what
out of
we
the
were
sky.
bound
Dalaran
by
is a
in
magical
those
city of
stacks,
mages, and it gets shot
including
down by the
yourself.
Nerubians, which are an insectoid
once,
race,
I am
which are currently
inclined to
being influenced by
believe that.
Zalatath, who is one of the main antagonists of the World Soul Saga, which is this expansion going forward with Midnight, and then I don't remember the last one's name, which were announced at BlizzCon. But the Earthen were the first friendly race that we encounter, which is on the continent of Khazal-Gar, which, if we look at the map, so this is Dornogal, technically, like this is the city here. This is the continent of Khazal-Gar, I believe. Well, that's the Isle of Dorn, but the whole area is Khazal-Gar. So this is like the surface, what we see normally. And this is the next level down, and that's the next level down from the Ringing Deeps, and that's even further down. And then I believe Undermine, which is the capital city of the goblins, that's even further down than Ashkahet. Or maybe it's comparable to Ashkahet, I don't know. I know you can access Undermine from the Ringing Deeps. But anyway, the Earthen are the first friendly, and I say that loosely because they're very suspicious of outsiders and of us, which were just shot out of the sky. But our mutual enemy are the Nerubians in the beginning, so we go to fight them. But Earthen come to know the Alliance and the Horde both, and are willing to side with either one or the other to help their efforts in fighting the Nerubians and ultimately the Void and Zalatath and whatnot. So that is Balnorii for you. But this is a good stopping point. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, leave a like and comment on what you would like in the future. I plan on playing this guy at least every day for the videos, of course. I'm not going to play ahead of time unless you want me to. I don't particularly care either way. I would prefer to keep it like an episode-based procedure, just so chapters, events aren't being missed when I'm doing the progression with this character. But that will be all for now. I hope you enjoyed everything, and I will catch you all later. Peace out.